Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jenny Davis. I'm head of membership at the Hideaways Club. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. Very lovely to have you here. So very quickly, what is today's session going to be about? We are going to hear directly from two of our members, David and Anne-Marie, who are here. They've been members with us since 2022. They will share their experience of co-ownership with the club, what has worked for them, and how they make the most of their time in our homes. So you'll hear from them in a second. They will also introduce their new travel platform, the Trip Collection, and how it complements the way they travel as members. After their interview and their testimonial, we will open the floor for 10-15 minutes of questions. So you can type your question in the chat at any point during the session. I have a colleague in the background. She will collect the question. And at the end of David and Anne-Marie's interview, we will go through those questions and answer as many as we can. Before I hand over, just a quick update on our side. We have had a very strong year with many new members joining the club. So thank you for that. As a result, we currently have a very limited number of resale available. So if you're interested, if you want to chat about the club and how it can benefit your family, please do get in touch with us as soon as possible. So you get one of these opportunity. On another note, we've been meeting members and prospects in various events in various locations this year. So we've been in London and Stockholm. We're back in London very soon on the 19th of November at the London Edition Hotel, very centrally located in London. So please come and meet the team, have a little chat over a couple of drinks. It's after work, so 5 p.m. starts. So get in touch if you hasn't received the invitation. Happy to add you to the guest list. Yes, just shout. So with that, I'm going to pass you over to Rosie, who is my colleague from our editorial and content team. Rosie will be interviewing our members, David and Anne-Marie, about their co-ownership journey and about the Trip Collection, the new venture. Rosie, over to you.
Hi, everyone, and hi, David and Anne-Marie. Thanks for joining.
Hello, hi.
The backdrop looks familiar. Whereabouts are you?
Yeah, well, we're very lucky. We're in Tuscany right now at one of the Hideaways villas, which is called Podere le Sense, in the middle of the gorgeous Tuscan countryside. Beautiful, beautiful old house, beautifully decorated, amazing garden, swimming pool. We're in heaven, and yes, and you can see behind us, you've got the fireplace, which will get roaring very soon. Yes, very, very nice place to be.
Amazing. Well, I think it makes sense to start at the beginning. So can you tell us when you joined the club and why?
Yeah, so we joined just over 3 years ago. And before being a member of the club, in fact, we were always spending a lot of time trying to find the right places to rent, whether that be villas or going to hotels. Spending a lot of time analyzing, trying to look at the photos, figure out whether these places were any good. Often they sort of were a bit underwhelming, didn't quite live up to expectations. So the idea of the Hideaways Club, where you've got what is, as you can see from this property, like guaranteed level of quality and a huge, variety of places to choose from, was really appealing to us.
Yes. And in fact, we came across the Hideaways Club through friends of ours who are Swedish and who'd been members themselves for 15 years. Anna, she's got great taste overall, and he's a finance guy, her husband. So we thought, if it's good enough for them, it's definitely good enough for us. And we joined straight away after visiting them in one of the houses in London, actually. And that was it.
And I understand you had a second holiday home before. How does that compare, being a sole owner to being a member of a co-ownership club?
Yes, so we did have a holiday home in Provence because I'm French and we wanted to have a French base. We owned that house for about 10 years. And to be honest, it was great at the beginning, but in fact, I was never on holiday because you constantly have to organize something. You have to see the gardener, the pool guy, repairs to be done, etc. So for me, it wasn't really a holiday at all. Whereas what I love, and also it's going back to the same place all the time.
Yeah.
And what we love now is the variety of locations, and the fact that although I am an owner and I totally feel like an owner, I don't have any other responsibility. So I have zero hassle. And it's like being in my own house with hotel service. So
I mean, an example of that, a little example of that is, for example, being here and saying, "Oh, tomorrow morning we want to do yoga, but we don't have yoga mats." So you just WhatsApp your concierge, and the hotel concierge by magic delivers yoga mats to your, when you get here, and rather than having to. First thing is go to the supermarket, you open the fridge and it's stocked with all the things that we've asked for. It's got, Prosecco, on ice, ready to. So rather than, going up to the supermarket to do your shopping, you've got everything here already. All the restaurants are booked for you. So it's like a complete contrast between, as Anne-Marie said before, the hassle of home ownership versus hotel concierge service. It's like a 180 complete total shift from hassle to hotel concierge level experience.
Nice. And you said you were introduced through friends when you visited London. Did you look at other options on the market? Why did you go with the Hideaways?
Yeah, we went quite a long way down the line talking to August Collection, which is a different model, which is where you have a bigger share of fewer properties. But to us, there's 5 properties, and we just felt that after a couple of years, we're going to get bored again because, we don't want to keep going back to the Cotswolds and, there's, I think they've got Mallorca. We'd go back to the same places. Whereas here we've got, around 40 plus properties with the Hideaways Club, plus more with the partnerships. So, if you look over the 3 years we've been to now 11 different destinations, and then next year we're going to Marrakesh. We're going to new places all the time. And the actual upfront cost is much smaller as well. So the upfront investment is in fact less. You've got much more choice. And the other weird thing about that really turned us off the August Collection is you don't know, they haven't built the properties yet. So I mean, you put in your capital, and then they go and build the properties, which is a slightly strange.
It's a bit of a
So you don't actually know what you're going to get. Whereas here,
you could see them.
Well, here we are. You can see from other members, and you can see on the website the properties. So again, there's a more of a guarantee of what you're going to get as well. So in the end, it was a bit of a no-brainer, to be honest. It wasn't really. This was way more attractive than the alternative.
Nice. So then, when you joined, what was the first place you went to?
So we have 3 teenage daughters who adore the sun. We went to Croatia, the villa in Brač, which is literally on the water, on the sea. It's incredible, and it was like a James Bond experience. You land in Split, and then you have the private boat transfer that takes you just at the bottom of the villa
to your private jetty.
It was quite incredible. And then the views from the villa are to die for, with a gorgeous swimming pool and the sea just there. And it was really cute island. You can walk to the village. So it was an amazing first experience.
It's got a wow. It has like a lot of these properties, there's some wow factor. In there, it's the arrival in the seafront location. In Mallorca, it's the amazing gardens that look like your own boutique hotel. Here, it's the sort of almost 360 view of the Tuscan countryside. So there is a bit of a wow factor to each place, and the nice thing is each one has its own different wow angle to it. But that one,
absolutely,
nice. And how did you find, and how do you continue to find the day-to-day service? Because obviously you've got a personal concierge team. How do you book? Do you find that easy?
I think it's the service you get before is also fantastic. So I mean, in terms of the help you get, like you say, rather than before. So we do a lot of planning for trips. Me in particular, I'm a bit of a manic. So we like to have restaurants booked and activities booked. And before, you'd have to spend a lot of time doing that. Whereas now we do the searching, but then, we send one single email with a whole list of, we want these restaurants. Can you book these boats to boat hire? Can you book these activities? Can you book transfers, wine taste? So we send one single email, and then Eleanor, who I call her our booking angel. So the booking angel waves her wand, and then everything is organized for you, which again is a fantastic service.
Yes, and then booking. Obviously, you have to be organized if you want to go in high season, and so that's fair enough. If you know the system, then you log on in time, and then you get the villas you want. I think pretty much all the time we managed to get the villas we wanted. But what's really good with the booking system is that, obviously, if you want to go slightly off season or medium season, you can log on anytime, and then you're bound to find something available. The other thing that's been really useful for us, because we are organized, but we're also impulsive sometimes, is the last minute availability that we're constantly being made aware of as members. So we get emails regularly, but also when you log on to your own system, straight it flashes. It says, "Hey, last minute availability." For instance, like for New Zealand, for instance, there's availability in quite a lot of places. So it suits us very much.
It's very clear and very transparent. I mean, you do have to be a bit organized, but the good thing I think we like about it is it's very clear, it's very transparent, and because the club's been going for so long, it's very well thought through. So there's a system, so you can't, for example, just book something and then a month before you go cancel. You'll lose the points that you've got. So that discourages people from just like block booking things and then not going. So there's things like that have been put in place that I think make it, a transparent system. A transparent system.
Fair. Exactly. Okay, well, before we kind of move on to the trip collection, which I'm very excited for you to share with us, and I think you've answered some of this already, but what are some of the villas that you visited that you've really fallen in love with, and perhaps you'd want to go back to?
It's so many. I think for me, it's Villa Solana in Ibiza. Beautiful architecture, great sea views, gorgeous swimming pool. So the property is impeccable. It's been done up as well from an interior standpoint. And as an ex-interior designer, I'm very sensitive to the look and feel of all the properties. And also Ibiza as an island is fantastic. So much to do, so vibrant, so quiet as well if you decide to have the peacefulness of it. So that one is definitely one of our favorites. I think we also
Corfu was amazing this year.
Yes, we've just discovered Corfu this year. Wow. Again, we invited some friends, because every time we go, because the villas all have 4 to 5 bedrooms, we either go with our adult daughters and their friends, or we invite friends. So
I think we added up, didn't we? We've been able to invite, I think it's almost 30 people.
Yeah, it is 30 people.
Yeah, we counted. So that's the great thing about this concept, is that if you were to, for example, if you had like we took these friends to Corfu, if you were trying to organize that as a group of friends where everyone was having to decide where to go, everyone was going to have to sort of contribute, it would be a nightmare. Whereas now we just say, right, we've got Corfu, we're going for these 2 weeks. Are you available? And not surprisingly, people say, yes, we're definitely. And so that's the other fantastic, we love inviting people. So it's like we're inviting them to our own house. I mean, so we've invited one group of friends the first week, another group of friends the second week to Corfu. And the feeling when we arrive a bit before, and then when they arrive at that property and they're just blown away by it, is a great feeling that you're sharing it with other people.
Yes, this wow factor. So,
and
as we said, all the villas have it at some level, and Corfu is arriving, and the wow factor of this huge 180 degrees sea view is fabulous. Ibiza is the house itself and the sea view as well. Here in Tuscany, again, we arrived 2 days ago, and our friends arrived the next day, and they were totally wowed by it. So yes, there's so many. So far, we've loved them all.
Yeah.
Mallorca is gorgeous, which is, I think, the first
Yes.
property that the club acquired. Fabulous gardens. It feels like you're in a boutique hotel.
Yeah.
Yes. So so many.
Yeah, I think Kentroma is really the villa with the view, isn't it?
Wow.
Beautiful.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think now's a good time to lead us on to the trip collection. So can you tell us about it? Over to you both.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I think so. I mean, very briefly, the background to this is that we as we said, we have a shared passion, which we have a shared passion for travel. So we have our own individual passions, but travel is one that we share. And Anne-Marie has got a fantastic creative eye, and has always taken fantastic photos. You can see some of her photos on the screensaver here. And as I said, I'm a bit of a manic planner. So I love to analyze before we go, where to stay, restaurants, bars, etc. And it was friends really who said, well, why don't you
yes, I mean,
why don't you do something?
we were just to come back giving great tales about our holidays, and our friends were saying to us, well, hang on, where did you go? Can you send us the itinerary? Can you please show us the photos, send us the links to the hotels you stayed at, the bars, etc. So we had to cobble things together and then send them by email or WhatsApp or whatever. And so we thought, well, instead of doing that, why don't we put everything in one place, in one beautiful place, and where friends and family and anyone who loves travel like us can access exactly the trip we've done. So that's why we set up the trip collection, which is something we do now in common. Yes, so it's primarily a website that has all our trips, and maybe if we.
So we want to click. So we've got 37 trips on here. So if we click on the menu. We can click on the menu. Yeah, there we go. And if we go on the near, so for example, Ibiza, if we go to Ibiza is a Hideaway property. So we've got all the Hideaway properties we've stayed at. So for Hideaway members, it's a really nice, now we're a partner of the club. So here you've got the house itself. These are all our own photos. The great thing here is you're seeing our photos, it's great to see the Hideaway Club putting photos, but these are our photos. They're authentic and member driven. This is a beach club. So we've recommended the beach clubs that we researched. We've got local beaches to go to here. This is the beach that we really enjoy, and all the way through here you've got links. So if you click on the link, if you feel like clubbing, you can go to Ushuaia, Crazy Cabaret Club. So you can get the idea that all of these places have links that you can then click through. So for Hideaway Club members, this is now actually embedded within the Hideaway Club website. So not only do you get a property, but you also get a ready built itinerary created by other members who probably have similar taste to you. So we've got all those are the near trips, which are more European. And then we've also got trips far away. So for example, we've got Vietnam, where we went to recently. And again, it's a similar concept for that trip.
Yes, except it's more detailed, because here we'll show you the map, we'll show you day-to-day itinerary, links to hotels, of course, whereas Ibiza, we stayed in a villa.
And then you can click through to a particular location. So for example, if you're going to Hoi An and you're interested in that, you can click through to that. And again, you've got an overview to the place where we stayed. No Hideaway Club, unfortunately, in Hoi An, but we stayed at another hotel. And then you've got restaurants, bars, etc., with links to all of those. So the idea is that it's going to save people time and give you some inspiration to plan your trip.
Yes. And
and then if we look at maybe the other thing we have, if Anne-Marie's going to talk about, I think, is the Instagram page.
It's Instagram. So we here twice weekly we will give bursts of joyful inspiration, as we like to call them. So for instance, on Sardinia, again, one of the Hideaways houses, this is the amazing pool. And so what's different about our Instagram is not just eye candy. It's actually very practical tips. So it will tell you, which market to go to, which restaurant to go to, which beach to go to, so which wine tasting to do, or cheese or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's very practical. And what's lovely is that we now have this community of people who follow us and who ask questions, and it's a great platform to communicate with us.
So that's the easiest way. It's actually it's the easiest way to connect.
Yes.
Is to if anyone is interested and is on Instagram, is the trip.collection.
Yes.
And like Emery said, it's a really easy way to send messages. And then we also update with links to the website. So it's a great way. It's the easiest and best way to connect and join the community, to get the inspiration and updates to Hideaway Club's properties and other properties.
Yes. And the important thing is that everything we mention is somewhere where we've personally been. So it's so that's why our friends can trust us, and friends of friends, and etc. So it's
and there's nothing to sell. That's the other thing people love to ask. They often say, "What's the business model?" There isn't a business model. So we invest money and time in it just because we like doing it and because we want to share the joy of travel. But there's nothing to sell. So we're not a travel agent. We're not trying to sell anything. There's no advertising. It's purely to spread the joy of travel.
Yes, and if you click on the website, if you click on any of the hotels, for instance, we don't get any commission at all. So really, we're not selling anything. It's just that we're passionate about the travels we do, and we like to share this passion and inspire other people if we can.
Yeah.
So that's our gift.
Thank you for that. That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing your passion for traveling and for your tips about being a member of the Hideaways Club as well. Rosie, would you have any further questions at all for David and Anne-Marie?
No, I think that was really insightful. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Right then. So if we are okay with that, maybe we can look at some questions that we've received, if that's all right with you. So we've got a few great questions. Some of them you already have partially replied to. About availability, which is a very fair question. Very fair question. About have you been able to book the place you want when you want? So Anne-Marie was saying just before that you needed to be a little bit more of a planner when it comes to peak and prime time, but availability was available throughout the year. So
I think a good example of that is, for example, when we joined, because obviously we joined in June.
Beginning of June.
So whereas normally you can book up to like 48 weeks in advance, obviously we wanted to go away immediately, and we were able to go to Croatia. So I mean like 2 weeks later. So I mean because that was available. So I think because there are so many properties, and because the great thing about the club is you've got different people from different backgrounds. So not everybody is in the same demographic. So, we don't go, for example, we don't go in July and August. We go, September or June, whereas other people want to go in July and August and they will book those. So I think we don't go skiing, whereas other people love skiing. So
so we booked a ski chalet in June, for instance, because we like to walk in the mountains, and that we could book 2 weeks in advance. We didn't have to decide that long in advance. Same thing with this house. We booked it, I think, a month ago, or quite. You don't have to.
So every November we go away. We've been to Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, for example. It would be a bit harder to book that in July, but then if you want to go in November, you've got a lot of it's easy. So we've been to 10 or 12 different places. We've invited 30 people. I would say overall, maybe once or twice we haven't been able to get exactly the week we wanted, but we've got the week after, for example. Or we've had to go the week before, or we might. One year I think we wanted to go to Mallorca for 2 weeks. We ended up going to Mallorca and Ibiza, which was great because we said Mallorca's not available. Let's go from Mallorca and get a hop to Ibiza, and then we discovered that it actually works out really well.
Yes.
So I think we've been. You do have to be a bit organised. I mean, if you want to go, like you say, if you want to go to Ibiza in July, you need to be, online to get that property.
Yes. You're a bit earlier. Yes.
You need to be. You need to be. But as long as if you're going to spread your holidays across the year and go to different types of places, then it's for us. It's worked out very well.
Yes.
We've been very happy.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I have another question, which is, how would you describe your membership in terms of financial investments? So,
yeah, I mean, we were talking about that today with the friends who were staying here. So, I mean, if one comparison is if you compare the initial outlay with having your own property. So, I mean, we had a property in Provence. We went probably 6 weeks a year, 7 weeks a year. You're going to have to spend, probably over €1 million, right, to get that sort of property, maybe even more. So the outlay here compared to actually investing in a property is a fraction of the cost. I mean, it's still quite a lot of money, but I mean, comparatively speaking, the outlay is significantly less, maybe a fifth or a sixth of the price. And then, yes, you have to pay an annual fee, but we can tell you that, the house in Provence was £30,000 a year to run that place. Yes. That was 10 years ago. So probably now maybe more. So the actual, if you look at the cost of the annual fee is less than having the running cost of a property. And then the way we work it out is, we reckon if we go 3 or 4 weeks a year, we're probably breaking even, in terms of the equivalent cost, because if we were renting the house in Ibiza late August is probably going to be
10,000, well, 15,000 euros a week, maybe
10,000. I don't know, 8,000, 10,000 euros a week.
Yes.
So 10,000 euros. So we went there. If we go 3 weeks a year, we're probably breaking even. Yes, we go 5 to 6 weeks a year. So actually, if you want to go on holiday 5, 6 weeks a year, it's actually financially better to pay your annual fee to the Hideaway Club, and then you have you've got the investment that you've made, which is an investment. So you're investing in property.
Or if you want to go on holiday, if you have kids and you just want to go on holiday in high season, you're still in the money, because maybe you would get 3-4 weeks in high season, which would cost you much more than the annual.
So to be honest, I mean, if you're, I mean, you do have to be lucky enough to have the capital, obviously, to invest it. But I'd say it's a fraction of what you would invest to buy a property. And you get to choose from 40 different places rather than having to go back to the same place over and over again. And you don't have the hassle. So, I mean, I think it's very good value for money overall. I think it's a bit of if you want to go on holiday 4 or 5 weeks a year, you like variety, you don't want the hassle, it's a bit of a no-brainer from a financial standpoint. It's pretty attractive as an overall proposition, I would say.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that answer. I wouldn't have answered better myself. So there is one last one, which is, we touched on that as well, is how do you typically hear from the club? So what kind of update do you receive? And Marie, you were saying about the featured availability that is sent to all members for the last minute availability. It's from next month to the next 3-4 months. We do communicate, but please go ahead and answer if you...
No, I think there's great communication from the club, both by direct emails. So we get a few updates regularly on what's happening in terms of investments, in terms of property renovation, and events also. And regular emails about late availability. There's also, as I said, on the website, when you log on, you get straight away a pop-up about that availability, which is great. We get updates on online as well, on social media, on Instagram, about what's happening, the next meetings, and what else? And
journal, the magazine.
The journal is great. We get the journal online, and sometimes we get a proper copy where there would be interviews from other members or updates on property renovations or new investments that are about to be made. So yes, we feel that there's great communication, and to be fair, there's great response from the club all the time, either with our booking angel, Elena, our private concierge, or any of you, or Daniel, the CEO, extremely responsive all the time. So we feel like it's a real partnership. I mean, we're definitely not clients of the Hideaways Club. We are
members of a community.
Members of
Community.
able to input and give feedback, and we're constantly listened to, which is a fantastic feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice to
I think
hear.
the leadership is very visible
strong.
and very visible as well.
Yes.
So I think, it's not, I like the fact that, Daniel is the CEO, is very visible.
Yes. You,
very
Jenny,
available.
met you before.
So it's not like a sort of anonymous, sort of company where you don't know who's running it. I mean, it's very clear who is running it, and the people running it are clearly, very passionate and very hands-on, very visible, very available, very responsive. And have a commitment. I think there's a real sense of commitment about wanting to, improve it, make it better, take it to the next level, listen to members, listen to owners.
Feedback.
Yeah, it feels like it's on the up, I would say, on an upward trajectory.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. So those were the main question my colleague sent to me. So allow me to repeat myself and invite everyone to our next London event on the 19th of November. Those will be relaxed, casual drinks, just a couple of drinks after work, 5 p.m. At the London Edition Hotel. So feel free, as David and Anne-Marie say, come have a chat with us, and we can explain you how the club works. You can meet other members that can, such as David and Anne-Marie did today, explain you, tell you about their own experience of the club. So 19th of November, get in touch with me if you want me to add you to the guest list. And the second thing is that we still have some resale available. So if that is of interest as well, please feel free to get in touch. But thank you very much, David. Thank you, Anne-Marie, for your time on your holidays. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Rosie, for being on the call as well.
Time for aperitifs almost, isn't it? I think it's the most aperitivo time in Tuscany. It's a hard life. Someone's got to do it.
I'm gonna keep you there. Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you to those who attended the webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.